Let's podcast. Too Much Dip podcast to be specific. Monday. I'm Dave. I'm going to host, if that's okay with y'all. Joining me, as always, in studio, wearing a Washed Media chunky sweatshirt, it's Dylan Shivery.
It's chunky sweatshirt season, as it is. It's only getting up to the high double digits today here in Austin, which feels pretty nice out.
Flirting with hundo, but
Flirting with triple digits, but we're still under. Very happy to be here. Man, it feels like forever since Arch Manning committed to the Texas Longhorns, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it on this pod yet.
Yeah, if you take a look at the rundown, you'll notice that it's on there.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to
Further down the list.
get into the weeds on that one.
Dang.
Very
You
very
chomping
happy.
at the bit or champing at the bit?
Chipping at the bit.
Ooh. You're on your new.
My wedge was working the other day. You saw it.
Yeah, you
Chipping.
did. You did have some great wedge play.
Thank you.
100 yards in, you were scrambling.
Dialed.
Speaking of dialed, somebody's new studio goofing. It's KJ, remote.
Well, I'm elated to be joining the Rescue Rangers over there, old Chip and Dill over here. But I'm happy to be here. Chip and Dill doesn't work. I'm going to cancel Rescue Rangers. Scratch that from the record.
Wes and Dill. It does work, however.
Yeah, there's a dope ass new Chip and Dale movie on Disney Plus. I recommend you don't go check it out while listening to this pod, but at your leisure, go find it. That's all I got.
Okay. I'm searching my database for any knowledge of these sick references.
You don't know Chip and Dale? You're not aware of the Rescue Rangers in general?
I know the
at all?
song. I know it's Chip and Dale Rescue. I know the song. I can't put it together. I can't put a cartoon face to the cartoon name.
I don't want to be H this early in a podcast. Like I actively don't want to. Dylan doesn't believe me.
Look at the first segment.
You've certainly never done that before.
We're about
As
to
I was-
start this thing off the horniest we've ever
You're
done.
Wash Media's H'est member for however long you've been on here running.
Fair.
Keep going.
We
Sorry.
might be hitting a 2-year anniversary of Too
Your
Much Dip
H-ness?
here in a couple weeks, actually.
Really?
But the Rescue Rangers are notable not only because they are two dope little chipmunks, but they are also home to one of the thickest cartoons this side of the Mason-Dixon line. I'm on the north side now, but whatever.
You want to name drop this cartoon so I can look it up?
I have to look it up as well.
Jeez.
That's great. I mean, I would have preferred y'all all put in your search box Chip and Dale girl, but let me find her name. I forget it. Her
What,
name
is she an animal?
Gadget. Of course, it's Gadget. Gadget Hack Wrench. That's a terrible last name.
Gadget?
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Okay.
Got a little Euro
see.
vibes to her.
Mrs. Incredible of the Incredibles. I mean,
I won't hate that, but
she has no business being that thick.
Fair.
But
Anytime you want to go check out the B movie, add that to the list. Okay, I'm 2H on cartoons. It's Monday.
How am I supposed to explain? How am I supposed to explain to my son why Miss Incredible is so thick? Like, what am I supposed to? Am I supposed to have that conversation with my son? Like, look, she thick.
Here's
Rhodes.
Here's an image of her doing the splits from the back.
All
I just feel
right.
like this is someone must have edited this on their own. I don't remember that part in the movie.
Jeez, she's throwing it in a circle.
She's throwing something. Jeez. Okay.
Okay. Fair.
I don't need my cartoon characters throwing ass like that.
I kind of do.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of do.
So you're the guy who clicks on the banner ads of like Marge Simpson and Peter Griffin or whatever.
Banner ads? Oh, I see what you're saying. I want to see what they're about. Sure.
Okay.
I do have one question on banner ads.
Okay.
Real ones will know. But does that Lana Del Rey song actually go, or is it just getting a lot of push? And you won't know the answer if you don't know the context, but someone out there knows what I'm talking about. Comment in the Instagram if you know what I'm talking about.
You're going to get 2 comments.
Are we going to talk Shannon Sharpe while we're still like mega H?
Yeah, while the blood's still flowing, let's talk about Shannon. What is he doing?
Shannon Sharpe, famously of co-host of Undisputed and played many years in the NFL for the Broncos. I guess it's all he played for. Anyway, he just turned 54, I guess yesterday. And he tweeted out a picture of him shirtless from the front and the back, showing off the front side and, of course, the back. Caption says, the front and back of your favorite Unc celebrating his 54th birthday. Yes, Unc turned 54 today. Had I not told you my age, you prob wouldn't have guessed it. Now that I'm telling you, you prob don't believe it. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating a B-Day today, and cancers rule the world. And, folks, he is absolutely shredded. I mean,
he's not just cut, he's muscular cut.
He is, I'm guessing he's probably 245, 250 pounds at this point, maybe less than that. And body fat flirting with probably like 6 or low. I don't know.
He's south of 8, that's for sure.
He's definitely south of 8. And my gosh, I mean, he looks like he's in too good a shape to play football.
Deltoids on deltoids. Like he has like muscles popping out of the shoulders that I don't have, certainly.
Unbelievable.
If you want to see what kind of muscles I don't have, check out the Muggsy Wash Media video that just dropped. Dylan's in there too.
He's got like those side like rib abs. I don't even know what you call them, but
I'll go with that.
Sure. He's got an 8-pack and then like a 6-pack on the side of his 8-pack. It's kind of ridiculous.
What if he showed the lower half and he just had chicken legs?
I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
He played many years in the NFL successfully.
Actually ended his career in Baltimore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got that V shape that a lot of guys strive for but never achieve. He's done it. Anyway, props to Shannon Sharpe.
Shout out to Unc.
And just an excellent caption.
Congratulations on becoming an Unc.
Yeah, that's huge too.
Would you say he's your favorite Unc? That you're not related to, I should clarify.
Uncle Phil.
Okay.
I should also point out that he followed up his tweet with another one that has like 100 hashtags in it, plus a video of him refuting any allegations of taking PEDs throughout his career. So this is natural.
So I have a firsthand look of guys his age on PEDs at the Lifetime Fitness Center. They don't look like that. They don't look like that at all. There's a certain dad bod that's on testosterone. I'll hopefully be there in a few years, but it does not have that kind of definition and that kind of like pop on the pectorals.
There are a lot of guys that are gym, and this is like a specific genre of workout guy, but he's probably 50 to 55. He's short, he's bald, he has a barbed wire tattoo. I mean, when I say bald, I mean like bicked, like he's completely bald, and he's basically Joe Rogan. I mean, it's a Joe Rogan body. Like he's very strong, but he's also like very round and just squatty, and they're everywhere at Lifetime, specifically at the South Austin.
You can say that Shannon is not lacking, but Shannon's without something that same character type has, and that is the water retention, like jowls that usually go along with that creatine packing gallon of water everywhere, just trying to keep up with his cycle while trying to get fit. Like clearly he's on a different level.
Shannon is lean and mean.
We've all like undeniably given it its credit. Do we want to either discuss some of these hashtags or some of the details in the photo?
Give me your favorite hashtag.
Call me orange, I'm peeled.
Oh,
tighter than skin on grape.
Can I read a personal fave? I'm just reading these. I like both sides can get it. First, hashtag waste disappeared like Clinton emails. Hashtag shredded like Trump tax returns. This guy's fair and balanced.
Harder than the times in 1929.
Hashtag built like an African god.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one. I'm sorry.
I think you did.
No.
I think you did.
Well, we may need that clip, Adam.
No,
I just need to get out of the way. I stepped on it, I think. But a couple details on the photos that he provided. The one we haven't discussed is the photo from the back. And, real Harry Potter fans like me, first thing you're looking for is just like making sure Voldemort's not hiding back there in the headlamps.
Totally
No,
get that ref.
okay. Look okay, but the back of his biceps, I don't even know what you would call it, both have like an X situation going on. I'm like, I've never seen the infinity logos on somebody's just massive I don't know, whatever you call that, sides of their shoulder to bicep. It's incredible. But there was one problem you had with the photo.
Thank you. Yeah, we noticed that
he's a thumb tucker.
he tucks his thumb between his ring and middle finger when he flexes, because you clench your fists to flex, and I think most people are just traditional thumb out. But then his thumb is just peeking through, like when you do that trick to little kids where you like pretend like you're gonna pull their nose, and then you're like, "Oh, I got your nose." He's doing that, but I don't really understand what's happening here.
I mean, I'm not going to tell the man how to flex. He's doing something right.
No,
but it is.
I'm in no position to tell Shannon Sharpe how to flex or do anything really.
It's so distracting once you notice that part of the photo. It's like, is he trying to send some sort of subversive like D and the V signal to the public, or
D and the V, Dylan?
The additional fact that he's pointing his fist forward is a little bit strange. You know what I mean? Because you're getting full front of knuckles on both hands almost.
Yeah, and when you have your hands turned that way, you're losing some of the
I would think
bicep.
so. I would think so too.
But I mean,
that's my major concern here.
All in all, we do have some issues with this photo, but not many.
He also has a chain with a little what do you call it that hangs down off the chain?
A charm?
Pendant, charm.
I'm gonna go with pendant. That sounds more manly, and it just says Shannon. It's for his first name.
That's who he is.
That's great.
Just in case.
Yeah.
S.
It just says Shannon. In
case you were wondering.
Cursive. What a guy.
Last question, and I don't know what side of the photo. I assume the right side of the image for you guys as well, where his watch is located. What's up with the pinky thumb area there? And I guess it's just the meat beside the pinky. It just looks strange.
A lot going on.
A lot going on.
You post a shirtless photo on the TL. We're gonna break it down. Tracking packages, new segment.
Meat pics or meat pics. We will judge both.
There it is.
Absolutely. So, Dylan, did you have a rooting interest yesterday in the College World Series?
Yeah. So the four teams that were left were of the four, three of them were either current or historical rivals of Texas, and I'm a Texas guy, so of course we had Arkansas, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma. I just wanted none of those three to win, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm a very happy boy. Ole Miss, shout out to the Rebs. I know Brett was pulling for them. Yeah, I didn't watch much of yesterday's game, which ended up being the final. Apparently, OU just had a really rough eighth inning.
Couple wild pitches or pass balls.
Okay.
I don't know how they were scored.
Yeah, can't do that, man.
No, you feel bad because it's college,
right? But
they're kids, KJ.
Had OU pulled this off, and they didn't, thankfully. But softball and baseball would have won, which is pretty wild.
First time ever.
First time ever. But it didn't happen, so it still has never happened. So that's cool. Yeah, shout out to the Rebs, man.
Hey, I had no problem. They showed up. Their fans travel.
Last team in.
They were wild. Yeah, last team in. You had a note this morning. I don't know if you recall it off the top of your head regarding Tennessee.
Brett wants some cheddar, by the way, on that.
Oh, did he?
He put a little act. He got his beak wet before the World Series even started, I believe. He got him at 20-1, so that's cool.
Sheesh. He knew, man. He just knew.
Yes, I saw a graphic. I think it was tweeted by SportsCenter, ESPN, one of the two, and it said same parent company, obviously, but it said that Tennessee played Ole Miss and Oklahoma prior to this 4 times. They beat them. They went 4-0 and outscored them, I think, 34-7. To give you an idea of how good Tennessee was before finally blowing it against Notre Dame in the Super Regional.
Just goes to show, man.
Just a historically great offensive baseball team.
Any given Sunday. in which there's a baseball game being played that involves the teams you just referenced.
You just don't know.
You just don't know,
That's,
KJ.
hey, that's why they play them games, Dave.
It's a game of inches. Should your catcher's glove miss the ball and the team that's got a 1-0 lead in the College World Series scores 2 runs?
There was something mentioned during the broadcast yesterday, and I wanted to ask Dylan about it because me being baseball idiot, it's something I was unfamiliar with. A reason that they were trying to give as to why they had miscommunication that led to the pass balls that put people on base and then eventually scored the go-ahead run. I think there were 2 of them actually. Is Oklahoma apparently does something not many other teams do, and that's when there's nobody on second. In this situation, nobody was on at all, which led to the first walk. They give 2 signals for their pitches. Like something you would typically do to protect against a base runner on second is what I'm gathering. But they're like, what I guess in my head, I'm thinking or a college football sideline where you got all 3 backup quarterbacks just doing bullshit signs and an OC doing a different sign, and the quarterback knows which one to read. I guess that happens in baseball where there's 2 different signing systems. And in here, they elect to do that every single time. And the announcers were like, you're overcomplicating it because clearly the catcher thought, called for a fastball, expected a fastball, pitcher threw a curveball in a completely different location. That's what
Yeah.
passed.
Sometimes I think at that level in baseball games, like at certain point throughout the game, they'll go to like a second set of signs or have like a different indicator. Because if coaches or base runners are trying to pick up signs in the first few innings, they'll just flip it around, like just flip it. So like the last half of the game, for example, they'll have a different set of signs or a different kind of indicators. And that might be a situation where they just decided to do it from starting in the 4th to the 5th inning or something like that. I don't really know, honestly. That does seem to overcomplicate things.
I just go back to what Dave was saying. It's like you kind of feel bad because they're college kids. And, I guess now that they're also professionals, we can have that discussion another day. Like, let's wait till the first missed field goal to finish off SEC championship game or something. Like, do we have more more say because these people are getting paid now to rip them?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to rip the individuals here, but you start to wonder, like, did the coaches outthink themselves and put the players in a position?
This is also the first. I think it's the first year. It might be the second, but I think it's the first year that the catchers now have the little earpieces in. So coaches can just directly communicate with the catchers. Before this year, they were signing from the dugout. Some coaches use they have like a tape system on the side of the dugout where they point to like a certain piece of tape and then they'll shoot them a signal that means something different. But now they just they walkie-talkie in what the pitches are, and I think there's even an option for the pitcher to wear that too, or maybe just go straight to the catcher only. I could be wrong, so don't call me an idiot if I am. But yeah, a lot of different things are going on now. So
I imagine that's just nothing but positive reinforcement in the ears of college baseball coaches.
Yeah.
Strictly signs. No time for extra. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's over. I'm glad it was 2-0, if nothing else. Like, I didn't want it to drag in past, selfishly go into the 3rd game and us not have an opportunity to really discuss the conclusion until 6 days later. So I'm glad it's done.
It's the most I've ever watched college baseball. That entire I was tuning in. I was tuning in even after the Bobcats got eliminated. That was a lot of fun. And I got to say, do OU fans just not travel very well? Because that felt like a OU or a Ole Miss home game. Both of them, right?
Made no sense. It was a little quieter in the second game, at least, whenever I started tuning in, which is probably 5th or 6th yesterday. But when I checked in on Saturday, I mean, it was undeniable. And the score was fairly close. Yeah. Undeniable that Ole Miss was dominating the crowd scene, which kudos to them. I don't know what leads to that. And you don't have the excuse of proximity. I don't know if it's just it being a summer thing, harder to rally the troops for something like that. And it being Ole Miss's first time. I don't know.
Ole Miss has a very awesome home field environment. They They do beer showers for every home run, which is cool to see. Like the whole, it's not every section, but like the student section, probably they're just beers. I mean, it's a cool scene. I would imagine they would really, show out for something like this. Also, Omaha is really hard to get to. I think I know it's much closer to Norman than it is to where is it? Oxford. Thank you.
Northeastern Mississippi. I just figured it was Ole Miss just had so many alumnus that went on to have their SIGOTs completely and wholly adopt their fandom and take like a personal ownership of it, which, I won't question the viability of that, but
same with Baylor. Baylor's had that problem too.
Touche.
All right.
How about your Stanley Cup winning Colorado Avalanche, Dylan? Does that make you happy?
Well, I'm not an Avs fan, but good for them. Good for our friend of the program, intern Klein.
They clinched the cup on the heels of a players-only meeting. KJ, you ever been a part of a players-only meeting? Now, if you guys are new here, that's a meeting that features only players.
Oh,
no coaches.
Interesting way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, yes, but it was just because the coach had been fired and the athletic director hadn't showed up to tell us yet. So just kind of turned into the players talking about the news they'd found out already.
Wow.
R.I.P. Phil. Well, actually, he's not dead. I shouldn't say that. Is it sad that I went into this really only rooting for Colorado? A, because it wasn't Tampa Bay, and B,
Same.
because I kind of wanted Klein to, be happy. I feel like that was a good dude thing of my patting myself on the back here.
Yeah, no, that was
you,
me.
man.
I was rooting against Tampa. Historically, I should not like the Avalanche, but I don't think they're a hateable team. What's the kid's name? Conn Smythe kid. Cale Makar. They're just good. They're really good. And when the Stars beat them a couple years ago in the bubble in like the first or second round, it felt like, dude, this should not have happened. Like they felt like a better team. And
Edmonton this year.
And they'd lost to your Golden Knights last year, I believe. And then here we are.
Yeah. I have to say that they did it with the ugliest uniforms that they've rolled out in probably 25 years. Like whatever color scheme vibe that they've got going right now it's just not my wave. I don't like their old uniforms. So I don't know really what their options are, but it's just an unnecessary usage of that like maroon color. You're Colorado, you're the Avalanche. Like, I don't know. I guess it looks like their state flag or the Denver flag or something a little bit, but I hate all of it. Enjoy your title. See you never.
Pour one out for Corey Perry. Of course, former Stars great. Now has lost 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row. It's tough.
Really?
It's a grind to get there. Like
that's
it
tough.
is the definition of a grind.
And it was what Val Nichushkin was with Colorado?
He was also a former Stars. Widely thought to be a bust, at least in my household. But
or moody Russian, if nothing else.
He's something.
We should also point out that if you want to listen to guys talk about hockey who probably know a lot more about hockey, listen to Cold Stove podcast by Wash Media.
Yes.
Which will go live later this week.
Definitely. Check that out. Before we get into our next topic, the one that Dylan's just itching to talk about, I want to talk about the vibes this summer. Can we talk about our good friends at Vizzy?
It's up to me. We can always talk about our friends at Vizzy, David.
I've got a summer trip coming up here in a couple weeks. KJ, you'll be there, and I have not scouted the convenience stores up there to see if Vizzy is a player, but
it is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
catch me drinking the mimosa flavored Vizzies for 4th of July weekend. That's a promise. I'm making my promise right now.
Ooh, yeah, I
will find some. I will put them on ice or in the fridge. Both will work probably. And I will consume them for July 4th week. And that is my July 4th vibe.
Vizzy Hard Seltzer passes the vibe check with its bold and delicious fruit flavors. It's the only hard seltzer with superfruit acerola, loaded with vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got you covered a wide range of refreshing fruit flavors like pineapple mango, black cherry lime, strawberry kiwi, blueberry pomegranate. Fantastic. And we can't sleep on the lemonade hard seltzers. We know those. Old favorite.
They're all very low in sugar. Some of them even have 0 sugar. I believe all the lemonade flavors have 0 sugar in them.
It's crazy. Vizzy passes the vibe check. If you're as excited to try Vizzy Hard Seltzer as we were, here's how to get yours. To find a Vizzy near you, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. And for updates on the latest flavor drops and more, sign up at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. Must be 21 or older. You know who's never had a Vizzy a day in his life? Arch Manning. Because he's like 15 years old. He's like 17, right?
He's a junior. Well, he will be a senior in high school. Yeah, so we're recording, I say we, Dave, Brett, and I were recording a Coffee Friday on Friday. And while we were recording, Brett, he showed me his computer screen, and it was a tweet from Arch Manning. He had committed to the University of Texas for football.
Big Twitter guy, Arch Manning?
No.
Active on the team? Oh.
He's tweeted exactly one time, and it went macro viral, which is
Some are saying
shit.
it's Jordan Spieth's legacy of Twitter management that led him to select Texas as where to go.
When you're verified on Twitter before you ever tweet a single time, you know you're somebody. Arch Manning is that guy, pal. He's that guy. I'm excited.
People are already saying there's a quarterback controversy. What do you think about that?
No. You know what? A lot of even like writers are saying like, oh, one of these guys has to transfer out next year, right? First of all, calm down, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Arch Manning has a year of high school left. Okay? I'm talking, of course, about Quinn Ewers, another number 1 overall ranked prospect who's a quarterback who's going to UT.
He didn't do anything at Ohio State, dude.
He took a couple of snaps, actually.
He took a couple snaps.
And handed the ball off.
It's cool.
So Quinn Ewers, a lot of people think he's going to start this year. It's between him and Hudson Card. But a lot of people think it's what was that?
I have no idea, but I heard it too.
Okay.
Hudson Card looks like a grown-ass man, by the way. I couldn't like.
He's kind of a hot guy, but
he's
not a 5-star with a mullet though. Okay, that would be Quinn Ewers. So you got to think Quinn Ewers is starting this year. Next year, which would be a second year starting, and so what does that sound? It is so distracting.
Somebody singing?
I feel like it's through Randy's mic somehow, or Adam's.
It's
mic.
not
But
Adam.
anyway.
Adam's just as perplexed.
Anyway, Arch is prepared to redshirt. We figured out the source of this.
I'm going to send a text.
Okay. Anyway, Arch is prepared to redshirt, so that gives Ewers 2 years of starting, and then if he is as good as advertised, then he'll be off to the NFL, leaving a full, if he wants it, 4 years of eligibility left for Arch. Probably won't need all 4. I'm excited. I'm excited about him being here, but also you got to think a lot of recruits are going to follow, and I think 5 have committed since he has. Guys want to play with that kid, obviously. So I'm pretty pumped for it. Can't wait. I'm more excited for Ewers probably because it's happening this year. And I think this is the year that Texas takes a step in somewhere near the right direction of being back.
So you're not going to edge on Ewers?
Wait
for Manning?
Am I going to edge? No, I'm full in on Quinn.
He's in on Quinn. No Quinn edge guy. From Dylan.
I think we need to make Quinn shirts, actually.
Quinning.
Like a blonde mullet situation.
Are they going to do a Quinning shirt? Like, you guys remember Charlie Sheen,
Hashtag
right?
Quinning?
Yeah, that one too.
Probably not.
And Quinn.
Right. And Quinn.
Orange blood.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, your boy's excited. Your boy's very excited.
Because everything college football, in my position, always has to be brought back to SMU, which is not relevant at all in this conversation. However, they did sign and recruit Preston Stone, who was a 4-star quarterback, the highest rated recruit they've ever recruited in the history of rating recruits at SMU. He came in last year, I believe, as a true freshman. And it was widely thought, okay, he's going to be the starter. Late in the around this time last year, maybe a month or two before, Tanner Mordecai, former Oklahoma quarterback, announced that he would be transferring to SMU, leading everyone to think, okay, are you about to just piss off your most prized recruit ever? And what did Preston Stone do? He came in and by all accounts was the most like well-liked and highly regarded teammate that you could ever ask for. So much so that all of their marketing materials have both of them on it. And Tanner Mordecai lit it up. I think it's like 45 touchdowns, like 8 picks over the year. So had a really strong year, and it's coming back again this year. And they're clearly planning to utilize both, if not one or the other. Tanner's decided to stay, as has Preston Stone, real SMU names for our quarterbacks here. But, Quinn and Arch aren't much better.
Preston, yeah.
But I'm all I say, bring that up to say is it can work. I know that's not the day and age that we're in, but for exceptional players who have like the mentality of this isn't a one-stop shop type thing, I don't think Arch Manning would have made this decision if he was making it for a year one experience. Whereas some other recruits out there, when they're going places and committing, them securing that college bag is just as important as them going to the NFL financially, if they feel like they can do both. But like, if they can't start and they're not getting paid, like it's not worth being here. So I get the go and transfer route, but Arch doesn't need that money.
Of course, there's a good chance that one of them transfers. I mean, quarterbacks.
Hudson would be the most like understandable announcement to transfer.
Yeah.
If he's not starting this year, him transferring or announcing his intent to transfer would be the least surprising thing of any.
Agreed. I'm so excited.
Hudson, Quinn, Arch.
They also have a freshman on campus named Malik. So
doesn't really fit what I was
not
going for, but yeah, I remember him.
Oh, I forgot all about him from like California or something
Malik
like that.
Murphy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also like a very legit prospect. So look, there's only one ball, Dave. They can't all play at the same time.
Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Two RFPs. The first is probably one we probably should add offline. I'm requesting the dip line be brought back as a utility. Maybe it'll cover these weeks ahead of college football season.
I saw that request, and I think that's going to happen.
Maybe we have an all voicemail too much dip episode. And unless y'all want my going into the All-Star break MLB preview episode.
KJ, can I just mash that button right quick?
Go ahead.
It's time to hit the dip line. 833-371-DIP. Again, 833-371-DIP with 2 P's. Remember, dip responsibly. Oh, and this one, it's for Dippy.
There it is.
That was some high-quality audio. Whoever made
I haven't
that.
heard that forever. That's great.
Dip line's coming back. Hit us with your takes. Keep it quick, though.
I will reach out to my resource on the Texas Longhorns recruitment beat, and we'll have a guest on who can speak more knowledgeably about this, because I think
Who's your resource?
all of the pieces in play.
Is it Brick?
It's not Brick, but shout out Brick. I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to
Hey,
the
Brick.
text. I don't know if we have Wiz fans, but we probably do.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Mike Roach, writer for 247 or 24/7, whatever however you pronounce it, for the University of Texas.
Roach Dog.
I'm going to reach out to him, see if he wants to chat with us, because I think there have been many, many, many years where Texas is unnecessarily discussed, to be a contender or as an exciting team, and they're overranked, and all of these reasons why they get more discussion than they need. They're finally like building a team worth the discussion going into the season. So with Sark, you've got a freaking Heisman contender and running back that we don't even mention. And you've got quarterbacks, for days. I think it's time we talk a little bit of Texas with somebody who knows about it.
Also, not
all
only a
about that.
Heisman contender, but more importantly, a rowback athlete himself.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't know this.
We
I
found
just
that
found
out
that
last
out.
week. So we did a photo shoot with Rowback on Tuesday. They were in town filming with at that time an unnamed Texas athlete and someone who plays for Austin FC. We asked him who the Texas athlete was. It was Bijan. Pretty cool. So look forward
Y'all didn't meet him?
We did not. No, our photo shoots did not overlap, unfortunately.
It's probably for the best.
They had a major downgrade on the cool factor. He's pushing a Lambo through the streets of Austin right now. Bijan, that is. And dude, something else, man. But yeah, look forward to his Rowback photo shoot pictures coming out, I guess, soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very sick.
coming to a TL near you. Well, good. Anything else on the college football front?
No, I'm just getting excited, man. I can feel it.
What are you saying here? Like, if you had to just kind of spell it out for us.
BACK.
College football.
Oh, it can't get here soon enough.
Dude, I've been saying it.
Yeah, it can't.
Did you watch any of the NBA draft? I know you were champing at the bit about that. Can you believe Paolo went 1?
I caught a little bit of it. I thought the dude that Jabari was gonna go 1.
That I can't believe it. They did something different. Yeah, Woj was all like, "Well, it's pretty much set 1, 2, and 3." You got Jabari going 1, and everybody thought Paolo was going to go to Houston, Chet to OKC, and flip Paolo and Jabari, and there you have it.
Is there any risk of Oklahoma City ever getting the reputation? Because historically they wouldn't have it, but with the core stars that they have right now, getting the reputation that Dallas has built up over the last 20 years. And that is your star star players are very lanky and quite white. Unnecessary topic to discuss, I would say, but there are some striking resemblances.
Quite
Chet
white.
Holmgren is an ugly, lanky guy.
Damn.
And they've got like 2 or 3 other dudes who
Drag
look
him.
just like that.
They're like almost twins. What's the other guy's name? Chet and who else?
I'm pulling it up because I don't remember his name. They've got one with long hair who's got some fucking
He's
flow.
very tall and very lanky and very white and very ugly. Yes.
They're
Chet's
so
all
white. Yeah,
Is
no.
Chet Holmgren like not uncomfortably cocky? I shouldn't say that because that again might be a race-based bias. But when asked who was the best power forward in the NBA, his response, I believe, was me in 3 months.
Yeah, that came up. Yeah, that look, coming out of the gate hot like that, kind of love it, but I don't know, man. Like, you kind of got bodied a little bit in the tournament. Like, you might want to put on at least 20 pounds before you start talking like that. But yeah, because guys are they're gonna go at him. Like that's a guy who's gonna have to be around the rim, and dudes they're gonna try him early.
He weighs less than I do, and he has a foot on me. Like it's not a normal build.
I don't feel bad for not remembering the other guy's name.
You're thinking of Josh Giddey?
Not Josh Giddey. He's got flow. Not a terribly bad looking guy. He could be an extra on some TV shows. Alexei Pukasevsky is the guy's name I'm looking up. And he looks like a vampire who has not found, hasn't seen any blood. Never. Struggling.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, keep an eye out for him. Hopefully he finds that blood.
I couldn't think of what they eat on the fly. It was bad.
I don't know.
That's all I got on basketball.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Not as many trades that happened as I was hoping for. That's the only thing I was tuned in for. Is wanted to see some shit get mixed up.
Mavs snagged Jaden Hardy in the second round. He was allegedly 19 on their board. So, that's fine. That's the price you pay to get Christian Wood. No first round pick, but I'm happy with it. He was a G League sensation.
I'm still uncomfortable with the shift from D to G League.
It seemed unnecessary, right? Like, at least make it called something that isn't just one letter.
The
Like, why
Gatorade D League. How about that? Because then people would be reminded, it's called that because of Gatorade.
Is that what the G stands for?
They took
Oh,
over
so they just bought
naming
the
rights
naming
to it
rights.
and
Okay.
called it the G League. All right, let's talk fights.
Before we do fights, can we talk about our good friends at NordVPN?
Please, David.
Mm.
Jeez.
VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, a service that protects your internet connection and privacy online. It creates an encrypted tunnel for your data, Dylan, and it protects your online identity by hiding your IP address and allows you to use public Wi-Fi hotspots safely. Easy to use, connect with one click or enable auto connect for zero-click protection. 5,500 plus servers in 60 countries. Find a server near you for better speed or connect to a faraway location to freely explore the internet. KJ, you're up north. What are you thinking? You've been using this VPN, NordVPN?
I'm all in on Nord. I went in with my own money before realizing Nord was so gracious to also assist with my experience, but I don't regret it because it's wholly worth it. As somebody who works from home full time, works from a lot of environments that are new to me, places, any coffee shop or grocery store that I might fire up the laptop, shoot an email back to a client. I need that information to be secure. Oftentimes, it includes sensitive information about people that I work with. So I just can't risk losing my job over a flimsy internet connection. NordVPN fills that gap.
NordVPN is the fastest VPN out there. It's confirmed by speed tests. How about that? Pretty impressive.
I'm trying to be fast.
You cannot catch me with a slow VPN. That's for sure.
You're out of here, buddy.
No, you are out of here. You better look out, Buster. Grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/TMD and use code TMD to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus free threat protection, plus one additional month for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus free threat protection, plus an additional month free by going to nordvpn.com/TMD and use code TMD. Let's fucking fight. Let's watch some fight vids. What was up with this weekend? Why is everybody just brawling?
Just a lot of tension.
Why were the lads out there brawling? Which one are we going to start with? Let's start this Angels-Mariners brawl. This was good. Normally, you hear bench clearing brawl, and you're like, okay, so they what?
They chest bumped
went nose to nose and just bump gums for a little bit. No, we had some action. This is some live action.
This is a real frat stomp. Baseball stomp.
Yeah, you saw some jump punches, all over. I don't know if you have the pitch that was in question. It wasn't even in question. He just threw right at his little butt.
He hit him right in the hip, man. It was very intentional. Look, when you do that, you're basically just daring them to make a run at you. Like
opportunity to get through.
Oh, we got audio.
Like I just threw at you. Do something about it, bitch. Is what you're saying.
Can we get the no audio? Yeah. I just want to do some color commentary here.
All right, he plunked him.
Everybody, go ahead, KJ.
So, the Mariners player, I guess it's Winker. I don't know his name.
Yes.
The player who got hit by the pitch, he immediately reacts and is asking why players aren't being tossed for it. But he still has his bat in hand, which I think is also the international symbol for I'm pissed off, but I'm not quite ready to fight yet, because I think baseball and hockey players, for that matter, they understand you cannot fight with that stick in your hand or the bat in your hand, because if you were to instinctively do anything with it, that's way beyond the line. However, the move that I thought was questionable, although, it led to the same outcome here, is it wasn't even the catcher or the pitcher who sent him over the ledge. It was somebody from the dugout who started chirping, and that's who he ran after, fully into the flames of the other team right off the bat. And I respect that move. He didn't wait on his guys. He didn't start jawing with people until both teams came out. He just said, fuck it, I'm going in.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. I mean, whatever somebody said, I don't even know who it was he was charging, but that offense was more egregious than the guy who just threw a baseball 98 miles per hour at his hip. So I want to know who said it and what was said to make him charge the dugout. Plus, that's where high concentration of the other team is, and if there's gonna be a fight, you're pretty lonely over there. So a pretty ballsy move to charge the dugout like that. There were some punches thrown. Didn't look like anyone landed anything too cleanly.
They never do.
But as far as baseball brawls go, this is about a 7.5 to an 8, I would say. There's a second wave of.
Yeah, there's a lot of additional activity going on the edges of this fight that is almost as entertaining as what's in the heart of it. You're seeing some side scuffs of just dudes hugging other dudes, which, by the way, in that Ole Miss win, there was a long ground embrace that they thought was going to turn into a dog pile, but it was only two guys. I forgot to isolate
a lot of hold me backs, the hold me back move.
But then they start turning into like hockey shove situations, which always pisses me off in hockey. When you see a guy holding back somebody and somebody keeps like, shaking them or, punching them as they're like off to the side, neither are really involved. They keep getting cheap shots in. You get a lot of that in this. And this is about as good as baseball fights as I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah,
I'll give them credit.
It's a solid one.
I always wonder if anyone's getting crushed down at the bottom of those piles. That gives me a little bit of anxiety.
Catching a spike somewhere.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, or somebody, or your boy Eugene's in there goosing somebody.
Yeah,
like
somebody's
he
getting
does
goosed at the
often.
bottom of that pile for sure.
Jeez.
You know Eugene's one of them, man.
The baseball diamond should be a goose-free atmosphere.
No.
You can't goose on the
Baseball
diamond.
locker rooms.
In
That's
the
a
dugout,
high, that's a high goose.
You want to goose in the dugout, have at it. But once you get on the diamond, sacred, no goosing.
You hit the dugout, though, you're on a high goose warning.
You guys ever had your eye gouged?
No, but I imagine it's not fun at all.
We had an eye gouging incident in rugby. I don't know if you guys saw this. The video, it's actually it's not even a video. The still of it does it justice. This is of course between Galway and Armagh, two teams that I'm very familiar with, as I am the rugby guy on this podcast. And yeah, we just had like blatant eye gouge. Can we get that photo for the lads?
Did you get an eye rake out of this or eye gouge? Because it was captioned as an eye gouge. The one that I saw was like a full blown, I'm leaving DNA underneath my fingernails as like I'm gasping for last breaths eye rake. And it was unnecessary.
I just see like a few still images. I don't see any video of this. Where can I find that?
There is video. It's kind of long, kind of hard to see. The stills do it justice.
Okay.
But yeah, I think when I think gouge has more like thumb in there trying to like get the eye out. A rake is what maybe happened.
When I think of eye gouge, I think of the Three Stooges.
They're always
Exactly.
doing shit.
Then if you do this impenetrable like just hand between the eyes, then you can't gouge from there. They get stuck. You know what I mean? You can't get past that.
We should invent like a mask that just is the impenetrable thing that you just did
Just
on
a-
your nose.
Just a gouge protector.
Just a gouge protector, so you can go out and know that like, hey, I'm not getting gouged tonight.
Yeah.
Although if you go to some of these bars in Austin, you might get price gouged.
Hey.
I'm getting gouged at the pump. You see these prices?
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot, Putin or others. Glad those sanctions worked. A guy on my club hockey team, we were playing, I don't know if we were playing A&M or UTA. He got into a fight and he tried to gouge the guy out, and he called it as he was doing it. So there's really no question. He said, I'm going to gouge his effing eye out. And he tried to.
Who actually tries to do that?
A guy on my hockey team. And the best part is he got banned for the rest of that game, and that's it.
You know, one time I was playing hockey and I took my skate off and I tried to stab a guy.
That sounds familiar to a
I was
movie.
the only one who ever tried to do that.
It sounds like a movie that I've seen
No,
a
man.
number of times.
It's not.
Oh. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know you played ice hockey.
Yeah, just until I got kicked out of the league for trying to stab a guy with my skate.
I did that with rollerblades in my roller league, and it didn't have the same effect.
It didn't.
It was
hurt.
painful, but it didn't like slice their neck.
Ah, watch out with that skate.
Like, dude,
With
those
that
are
blade.
urethane wheels.
Get that blade off me, dog.
Come on, man. Jeez. Too much testosterone.
Yeah.
Do we want to give any attention to the sunflower seed shot put?
Oh yeah, Adam. We're gonna need the seeds Evo.
Because this was also the Angels game, correct?
Oh yeah, this is after the second wave, and this is, I guess, I don't know how much longer, but somebody went in the dugout and grabbed the hilariously large bag of seeds and just chunked them on the field, which is
And
just
he got it from the warning track to, I guess, the third base to home running path. I don't base path.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it's a tray of looks to be about 50 packs of sunflower seeds.
Can I say that no one has ever tossed sunflower seeds that far in the history of mankind? And he's running up the steps of the dugout to do it. And the slow-mo is perfect. It's such good form.
Before this reminds me, before our baseball games in high school, we played a thing called shooting for seeds. and we would put a ball bucket against the fence, and we would try and shoot baseballs into it from about 20 feet away. And the last person to make it, we would just take turns like going down the line. Last person to make it would have to buy seeds for the upcoming game for the whole team. It was a lot of fun. Lost exactly one time.
We did a
tough.
similar thing where the last person like also was a loser, but it didn't had like a biscuit or cracker situation.
All right. I thought,
Damn it, KJ.
The thing I love about this video is not only is he running up the stairs in spikes, which I'm sure, they've figured out how to not make that like hazardous, but in my head, I'm thinking concrete and baseball spikes a little bit, let's take your time there, boss.
It's a rubber mat there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing is like his perfect form of stopping right before the grass with his plant foot. Like that's an official toss. Like that is amazing.
yeah,
Everything about it, he's like getting right up to the line.
he respects the game. Like he's not, his elbow is not over the line. He understands like there are rules to this. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right.
I mean, me being a big seed guy when I played the game, I would be like, I gotta go retrieve at least one bag of those because I'm doing a big wad in the cheek, Dave. You know how I do that.
Yeah, I've heard that. Hey, can we get the video of Jesse Winker just giving the double birds to the fan? I don't know if you guys saw this one, but it's just him walking out, and I feel like this is something that doesn't happen enough in baseball or in sports really when there's a brawl. Is I don't condone anybody going into the stands, but I do like acknowledging them and in a way that is not necessarily sportsmanlike. This is great. This is the guy who was involved in the initial altercation, the guy who got hit, I believe. And this is him walking off the field. And
Give me more. Sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say, give me more. Give me more sign language
there it
insults.
is.
Less double birds, but I want more of the like, up yours or maybe the chin sweep.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like I need more of those that like maybe my 6-year-old doesn't fully understand the intent, but the crowd fully gets like what you're doing, and you're being a little more creative. I don't know, 6-year-old, but you know what I mean.
He's getting fined for this.
Hit him with the suck it.
He's getting fined for this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're getting fined anytime you double bird the crowd.
Fined for the double birds.
There's like 10,000 fans there. Way to go, Anaheim. Trash.
Damn. Drag them, Dave.
Sorry. Unnecessary. You guys ready to party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the part of the podcast where we talk sports and party at the same time. Rest in peace, Tony Saragusa.
The goose.
I do have to admit ignorance that when David shared this news with me last week, I did not know which goose he was referring to. I got it mixed up. There's a writer in the Dallas-Fort Worth market whose last name is Goslin, and so goes by the goose. And I thought David was announcing to our group text that Rick Goslin had passed away at the ripe old age of like 70-something.
To our group text where 2 people understood who that person was.
2.5, maybe Landry. But now 54, 56 years old. So yeah, not that much older. And speaking of Shannon Sharpe finishing with the Ravens, you got to think that the goose didn't look like this before he passed. I don't know how he passed, but I have to imagine he did not look like Shannon.
I don't think we need to comment on that. Goose was a lot. He did not have the luxury of playing tight end. He was a run-stopping D lineman, right?
A good one.
A good one.
Also
Super Bowl winner.
A sideline reporter for many years.
Sideline reporter. No, and some say good or bad. I don't know.
He never did much in the media after his sideline gig was replaced by like Aaron Andrews, which I don't know if that was for reason, like if he got caught on some scandal, but I'm not here to discuss the stats on the day of his death. I'm just mourning this time for his family and shout out to them.
And if he had any acting chops whatsoever, perfectly suitable to be casted as a muscle for mobsters.
I think he had a cameo in The Sopranos.
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Which is perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some
Matt,
people are living to die is all I'm saying.
Okay.
I just didn't
The
put
late,
it on the
the
board,
great.
so I had to add it myself.
Matt Wolf to the Live Tour.
Do you care?
Been struggling lately.
Yeah.
You think it has something to do
Came
with
out hot. I think he had 2 or 3 top 10s in majors his first couple years. He won a tournament his rookie year. Has not found it though. He's been dealing with some stuff, and now he's going to get that guaranteed bag.
Don't like it. Can't change my mind about the live tour. Can't do it. Don't like it. Don't like the guys going. I'm out. I was a big Wolf guy.
Were you?
Yeah.
He was kind of annoying.
Anyone who can be unconventionally good at a game, I'm always a little bit intrigued. His swing just makes no sense. I don't know how he replicates it time after time.
That's why you've always been a big Jim Furyk guy.
Love Jim Furyk. Yeah. You know what I mean, though? It's like, oh, it's cool. He's doing his own thing and he's successful at it, but I'm out now.
He's out. We got Yoked Luka playing over in Europe right now with Team Slovenia. And, it's been what? He's 3 weeks since the Mavs were eliminated, maybe a month. And, like, people are already, like, finding photos where his arm is just flexed in the right position to where there's some definition. Like, oh, fuck. He's fucking yoked, dude. Dude, this is going to be a different Luka next year.
He's going to show up looking exactly like he did at the beginning of last season.
I bet he does look better, but, I mean,
is that a knock on him? Is he, like, soft? You know, do people say that?
He's not first team all body. I think him and Shannon are playing different games in that capacity. But
they're on different workout routines.
Probably so. But no, he did admittedly come into the season last year a little out of shape. And it showed. He was still good.
He puts the pin in a different weight setting when he uses the same machine Luka does, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably a different diet too. Luka's taken to the hookah. I don't know if you've seen that. Remember last offseason that was everywhere.
Luka's on the hookah.
You hit the hookah one time, and now you're the hookah guy because it rhymes with your name.
Also drinks pints with Boban like 10 minutes before a game starts.
Yeah, right before a game.
Which is crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
Instead of standing for the national anthem, he was out there.
Right.
Down posters.
It's crazy, man.
One thing I deleted out accidentally was Shohei Ohtani's week last week. I mean, we could have talked about during the fight. I didn't see what he did in that brawl. But I don't know if my brain can compute just how incredible he is as an athlete, as a baseball player, whatever. But he had a game where he had eight RBIs in a game, which is something like Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth. None of them have done that. Eight RBIs in a game. And then followed it up with his career, that's his career best, by the way. The very next day, went out and threw 13 strikeouts in a game. His career best as well, as a pitcher. We're a year and a half into him dominating at this level. He was injured the year before and just getting started the year before that. I don't know, it's ridiculous that I always begin to think of the end when you see something that's great, but like, I hope I get to continue like seeing this as a fan to the point where like the Angels can figure out how not to be a terrible franchise when you've got two of the best baseball players in the world on your team. Like, and we get to see them in meaningful games and watch more of them because I'm catching it all a day or two later.
It's a tragedy that his greatness is not appreciated by the casual fan because he's on a team that is at best competing for a wild card.
Yeah, I think about, and I don't bring this example up for the reason you may think. I think about Ichiro, like during our youth, and the fact that he played in Seattle, so West Coast team, relatively small media market, but I feel like we were all very aware of his like dominance and how great he was for like many, many, many years, and it's not like they won anything of note.
Griffey too.
Griffey as well. Sure.
Yeah.
So it's weird that you've got the LA market, one of the most marketable teams, and you can be every single place that you possibly could as a baseball player, and they do get a lot of national games, but they suck so much as a team that like we're not going to be talking about them in 2.5 months.
No, probably not even next week.
Probably.
Unless they get into another brawl, then we'll talk about it.
Annual Shohei Ohtani mention. Deshaun Watson. 20 of his 24 lawsuits have been settled. NFL hearings start on his punishment tomorrow. Rumblings of him facing an indefinite suspension in the amount of 1 year is the likely outcome. If you recall, the Browns structured his contract to be $230 million guaranteed, but only $1 million of that was due this year. So he could be out the whole year and would only be forfeiting $1 million of a $230 million contract. So
Jeez.
So he's a guy who can never book a normal massage again,
No,
no matter what his intentions. Like they're like, think so, buddy. Not here, pal.
he really is the victim here now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Plus or-
It's got to be a year. It has to be.
I was gonna say plus or minus 12 games. I would think a year is probably what he's gonna get.
If they gave Zeke half a season, I always run it back to Zeke because just that was such a weird deal. But I don't know. At least Baker's going to get a chance to get this chip off his shoulder.
Is Baker even
Comments that he might not even be the starter, but he's still there.
Is he even going to show up?
I need Baker holdout content, so hopefully that's what happens.
Yeah, I don't know the only update we're getting quarterback wise, aside from Deshaun Watson, is that Jimmy Garoppolo could throw soon. Like, who cares? I want to know what's going on with Baker, and he's been remarkably quiet. Last thing, real quick on Deshaun Watson would be compared to like Trevor Bauer, who was also a situation where criminally he was not charged with anything or found guilty of anything. He settled a case, although that was much more graphic and much more terrible. If you don't know, it was potentially consensual rough sex that he likely went far overboard with. And there were some very graphic details of how he did that. Whereas this, like potentially consensual legal massages that he then took too far on a serial level. Like he had 64 massages over the course of 2020. Like not like during the football season, during that off-season time. So it just was very strange with different masseuses. That's what I should say. 64 different individuals. So it's just wild.
Doesn't look great at all.
No repeat retainers with him. All right. That's all I got.
Can we run it back?
Y'all ready?
Let's run it back.
Running back, of course, is a segment during which we talk about what we already talked about. Mrs. Incredible is mega dummy thick. I don't hear any arguments from you guys on that one.
No, I'm nodding along.
Underrated. Check out the chick from the B movie.
Shannon Sharpe has brought us to unprecedented H-ness on this program.
We did like 12 minutes on Shannon Sharpe's photo. Yeah.
David Dillon and Heisman contender Bijan Robinson are rowback athletes.
It's true.
Dillon is big on Quinn. I don't want that to get lost in all the Arch Manning madness.
We'll remember this.
Yes, thank you. OKC is stacking tall, ugly, aggressively white guys.
Okay.
To prevent an eye gouging, just put your hand between your eyes.
Pretty simple stuff, guys.
Do.
We're supposed to be athletes.
During a hockey game, Dillon took his ice skate off once and tried to stab a guy with it. And finally, okay, I didn't add this one. This is a late entry here. Dillon got that wad in his cheek. It's sunflower seeds, but yes, that is true. And that concludes Run It Back,
you were
folks.
a big seed guy, you said, right?
Big seed guy.
Okay, well, good pod. KJ, thank you. Studio's looking good. Dylan, as always. We will see y'all
Bye-bye.
Monday.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.